This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of June 28th, 2022, brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Alex Brown. A Taiwan-based chip maker is partnering with Purdue University to establish a new chip design center on the West Lafayette campus. MediaTek says the center, which is expected to create up to 30 jobs, represents its first partnership with an American university, as well as a new growth model for the company. The partners did not immediately disclose the financial investment in the center, which will be located at the Convergence Center for Innovation and Collaboration in Purdue's Discovery Park district. MediaTek is billed as the fourth largest global semiconductor company in the world. Montana-based Jones Brothers Trucking has announced plans to invest $2 million to build a trucking and dispatch facility in Delaware County. The company, which currently employs 13 in the county, says the logistics hub will also become its eastern U.S. headquarters and logistics center. Kansas City-based UMB Financial says it will acquire the health savings account business of Old National Bank in Evansville. The transaction, set to close in the fourth quarter, includes the transfer of approximately $500 million in client assets, about $400 million of which are held in deposit accounts. Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand is made possible by the following.
With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of central Indiana's business community, and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources, unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
A coalition of farmers in Northeast Indiana is suing a state agency. Here's Gary Dick.
Our partners at WPTA TV report the plaintiffs are alleging the Indiana Grain Buyers and Warehouse Licensing Agency failed to properly regulate a grain storage operation that collapsed under financial duress. The farmer-owned grain was stored at Salamone Mills, which operates in Huntington and Wells counties, and became insolvent and landed in foreclosure in 2020. In early June, the plaintiffs filed in Huntington Circuit Court, alleging that poor practices by the agency allowed the grain elevator to continue doing business while it lost increasing amounts of money. They are seeking damages for lost grain and additional expenses incurred because of the collapse, along with attorneys' fees and added damages. On Monday, the case was transferred to the federal court system, where it will be considered in the U.S. District Court's Northern Indiana District. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Westfield-based Storage Solutions has acquired SNC Solutions in California. While financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, the company says it will provide additional resources and capabilities to grow on the West Coast. SNC Solutions, which was founded in 2009, specializes in the design and implementation of efficiency systems for warehouse operations. Storage Solutions says the need for warehouses, distribution centers, and fulfillment centers is increasing as businesses adapt to changing supply chain and economic factors. The company did not specify if any jobs would be affected by the deal. Hoosiers for Good in Bloomington has announced a charitable incubator program designed to help Indiana University athletes raise awareness for charities. The program will provide support and guidance to student athletes who are committed to charitable work but may not have the visibility of high-profile athletes with a strong social media following. Hoosiers for Good Executive Director Tyler Harris.
Really allows student athletes to be philanthropic entrepreneurs, where they just come up with their own ideas on how they would make an impact. And then we help them make an impact and give them all the tools they need to raise awareness.
Chosen student athletes will partner with Hoosiers for Good on a year-long name, image, and likeness agreement and become an official Hoosiers for Good athlete. Harris says as part of the application, student athletes will be required to identify an Indiana charity and submit project ideas designed to raise awareness for the selected charity. This report is brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Visit that'sgoodhr.com for more information. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.